Jalen Mercier said, "Hey there, I wonder, did you ever get like bullied, like physically or mentally or online? Because I wonder what school was like for you guys." So, my first ever experience with bullying. I was playing with my friend on the playground. We were doing the thing that you do when you're kids, and you go and you gather up a whole bunch of sticks and stuff, and you smush them all together.
Like a witch's brew.
Yeah, you're like playing witches. And suddenly, one of the recess monitors, she comes up to me and says, "I have to go to the office." And so I'm walking to the office, no problem, do. And the principal sits me down, and I'm like, "Oh, I never talked to the principal before. This is pretty cool." And he's like, "I heard that you broke Ryan's watch." His name was Ryan.
Okay.
And he hated me for some reason. As an adult, I'm like, did he like me? Is that why he was acting like that? Anyways, so he broke his fancy new watch that his mom bought for him. And he's like, "Oh, he said you smashed his watch with a rock." I said, "No, I was playing with my friend, and we were just having a good time, smashing some stuff on the stump. My friend will tell you, she was there." So they bring my friend in. And you know what they fucking do? She acts like she doesn't know. Why she does this, I do not know, but I was so mad at her after because we were playing together and she just acts like she doesn't know if I smashed his watch or not. Bitch, you were there. I didn't do anything. Okay, so later, fast forward like the next year, the teacher is like, "Oh, I brought these little slices of human brain and we're going to look at them. You have to be very careful though because we can't break them." And so our desks are in the back near the sink in the classroom because each classroom had a sink. So I go turn around to go wash my hands in the sink and Ryan goes, "Come back." And so I come back and then he goes, "Teacher, Becky broke the slide."
No.
This fucking kid. He's like, "I've done it once, I can do it again, bitch."
Oh my God.
And so I got blamed for it, and this teacher hated me for the rest of the time I went to his class.
Oh my God.
"I will never forgive you, Ryan. You have done me a grave disservice this day. I remember the last disservice you've done me, but now I will never forget anything. I will come and find you, Ryan."
Let me follow up that with a fun story that happened to me. This was around Christmas time. So a thing that they do in Sweden is that when you give someone a Christmas present, on it you write a little rhyme so that they can guess what's in the present. And then if he gets it right, then it's like, "Yay, you won."
You've done that for mine before, I remember.
So we did a little thing in class where we were like, we're all going to make up rhymes and then we're going to put them together into a quiz. And then people are going to write down what they think it is. And then at the end, we'll tally it up and see like how many points people got. We're sitting there and we're going through them. And then all of a sudden, the teacher starts reading up this rhyme. It's described the objects as being very long, curvy, and being very fun to play with. Everyone in class just starts giggling because clearly it's very suggestive, which the kid probably did intentionally. But me, I didn't realize that that was just a joke.
Did you put dildo?
I wrote dildo. And then what they did was we had to trade our sheets with other people because when we had to do the scoring, you know, they wanted to make sure that it was fair. So you got to score other kids. So then they start reading off everything, just like, "Oh, it's a ball. Oh, it's a video game." And then it got to that one, and on his it says, "Hockey club." And the person who has my sheets, I'm just like looking over at him, just like, "Oh no." And he's just like, "Oscar wrote down dildo!" And then everyone just starts fucking laughing their asses off in class. And I'm just sitting there just shaking, just like, "No." I was so embarrassed. And then after that, we were going to have PE. So I go into PE. And then immediately everyone just points, just like, "Hey, dildo!" And then I just sat in the hallway and just like cried to myself. And that's basically the end of it. But I have like a whole traumatic experience because I wrote down fucking dildo.
That sounds amazing. Like, that's not traumatic at all. I can't believe you're like, "Oh, that's traumatic." Oh my God. I want to be called Dildo. That's so funny.
Dude.
"Hey, it's Dildo. What's up, guys? Yeah, I'm good at pleasuring holes."
And then Becky said, "I'm going to tell the story of when someone stole my iPod." And Oscar said, "Great."
So it's gym class, and my friend comes up to me and she goes, my friend stole your iPod, and she didn't want me to tell you, but I felt bad, so I decided to tell you. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So I stomped over to her, and I went, I know you stole my iPod. And she's like, what? I didn't do anything. So I'm like, fine. And we start playing baseball. And the anger, it's rising. And I'm holding this baseball. And she was the next one up. And so I didn't throw it at her bat. I threw it at her face.
Oh my God.
And she's like, Becky threw a baseball at me. And she went and she told the gym teacher. And I had to go see the principal. So the principal goes, why did you do that? And I said, she stole my iPod and then said she didn't. So the principal goes, did you steal her iPod? And she goes, yes, but I didn't want her to hit my face. And he's like, you got to give the iPod back. And I didn't even get in that much trouble. Like, I don't think she got in any trouble either, but neither did I. And I got my iPod back. So I count that as a win. And the friend that she told, they used to be best friends, but I replaced her.
Yeah, you steal my iPod, I steal your friend.
I steal your best friend.
Do you know what? That actually makes for a nice segue into my story, because mine also kind of ends on a similar note. When I was in elementary school, I had like a traditional bully. He messes with you every single fucking day. There was one time where we were standing in line to this like play activity thing, and he just started poking my belly, and I just tried to ignore him. But then one of my other classmates was like, you should stop doing that. Oscar's gonna get sad. And then I started getting sad. I'm just like, yeah, I am sad. I don't like this.
Oh.
And then I started crying and while standing there. So he's been bullying me for a while right now. And so it got to a point where we're sitting in class, and I can't emphasize, he's been bullying me for like 2 years or something. Constantly been told him to stop doing it, and he just keeps doing it. So this time, he gets bored. He sits right next to me. So what he starts doing is that he takes out his eraser, and he starts erasing just like on nothing. Just to create like...
Oh, he's making that like eraser dust.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just sitting there just like not really caring. And then he takes all of it, and he just like shoves it to my desk.
Of course he does.
And now I have those dust on my desk. I'm just like, fuck it. So I just shove it back, which he thinks is hilarious. He's like, and so he pushes it back again, and I push it back, and he pushed back again, and then I just shove it off the table because I'm just like, fuck it.
That's what I would have
done.
done.
And then he starts erasing again, and I'm just like, please, like, I'm so on edge right now. Don't do it. And so he does it, and I push it back, and I push it back again, and I just snap. Like, just everything my body just like screams, kill this motherfucker. And I just like scream in the middle of class, straight up just like, right in the face. Like the hardest punch I've ever delivered in my entire life. And he flies out of his chair and hits the floor, and I immediately just like, oh my God, what have I done? So you're just like, oh my God, he must have been so hurt. Poor guy. No, you know what this motherfucker does? He immediately enters fucking berserk mode, and he grabs a chair, and he's gonna beat me with a chair. The teacher just barely managed to stop him from attacking me with the chair. And then they needed 2 teachers to hold him back from like just trying to rip me to shred. It was like watching him holding back like an animal.
Feral animal.
Yeah, like just like, fucking kill him.
Poor kid, man. Imagine the shit that he's gone through.
Dude, yeah. So I got like not in trouble at all for punching this guy in the face because, you know, we had our history. So I was thinking about him before we did this recording, and I actually looked to check if I could find him online.
Yeah.
And I did. And he seemed fine. He seemed just like, you know, a dude. He's just living his life, and, you know, he has his friends, and they have their like inside jokes and stuff. And I was honestly happy seeing that, because they're just people just trying to get through life as well. And I bet like 90% of the time these people that do these horrendous things towards you, they do it because they're dealing with stuff themselves, and they just don't know how else to like take it out or express it. And
I know when I've been a jerk in my own life, it's definitely because I'm going through some shit. And yeah, there's not really a lot you can do about that.
Yeah.
So thank you for the suggestion, Jalen. We hope that this answers your questions. And if you yourself are being bullied, definitely talk to someone that you trust and try to get yourself some help if you're struggling. It's so wang bing bong. Like, why'd you laugh so hard? I just made some noises.
So wang bing bong.
So wang bing bong. Smell you later.